We may have an opportunity to get to them before they are wooed into the Democratic fold. Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Rita. I hope you all are doing well. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? The migrants are here illegally, or asylum seekers, or whatever we want to call them. I think obviously it encompasses all of that, but they are here. So now what? Now what? Because in theory, Trump will get in office, or a conservative will get in office and start deporting illegal people en masse, right? In theory. But the reality is, I am thinking logistically, how is that going to happen? Is that even going to happen? Is it, I mean, if it does happen, how long is it going to take? Okay, logistically, that's what my mind goes to when people start making promises or how to rectify a situation. My mind instantly goes to, okay, logistically, how is that going to work? And all I can see is many of the millions of people that have evaded or bypassed the legal means of getting here are probably going to be here. So now what do we do? Because what we could do is be really ticked off about it, which we are, for a lot of reasons. You know, a lot of people who just want to fan the flames of division and say, oh, it's because, you don't want brown people here and it's a racist thing or whatever. Of course, we know that's not it. One of the biggest things is, aside from the fact that it's illegal, and for those of us who are law abiding, we take issue with that. But the other thing is that we are being made to pay for it, the taxpayers. Now, if you saw one of my videos where I talked about how a lot of these migrants who are coming here are saying that Joe Biden's a great old man, he's a great guy, and that they're gonna, if they have an opportunity to vote for him, they will, because of what he's doing. He's letting them come in, and conservatives are awful. Now, obviously, they just got here and they're thinking that, so there must be a huge, heavy propaganda campaign happening in their country, is what it seems like. So I'm going to say part of the onus is going to be on us conservatives. And what do I mean by that? Because they have already been fed the propaganda about how Christians or conservatives or whatever hates them because of racism, we are going to have to combat that. We are going to have to do a better job of combating that. Conservatives, we are never proactive in situations. So we are going to have to start conversing with these people. Don't worry about the language. I mean, if you speak Spanish, great. If you speak even a little bit of Spanish, great. We are going to have to, or even if you don't, we're going to have to start telling these people who have fled countries like Venezuela, Cuba, and other places, hey, do you know that Joe Biden and AOC and all of them, they're communist. Like the people that you fled, that were communists in your country, that tore your economy down, that robbed everybody of their businesses and of their property. Yeah, Joe Biden is part of that group. Like, we're going to have to start having like these honest conversations with these people. Now, I know tempers get flared, but the reality is they are here. And the sooner we can get these people to realize that the people who invited you here are only trying to use you. They invited you here and then forced all of us to pay for it. They are literally robbing us to give to you so that they can turn this country into a communist one. Like, plain and simple conversations are what we're going to have with them. Now, as a Christian, obviously the other conversations that we also need to be having with them is about Jesus and who Jesus is, right? And how they can be saved, right? But we do need to start engaging these people. We cannot look at these people at this point, the ones who are here. I'm not talking about the ones on the mopeds. trying to snatch purses. Obviously, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones who you may have interaction with, who are families, who are just here honestly trying to work, and you can see like they're just in the store minding their own business, trying not to bug anybody. When we have those opportunities, we have to try to take them, to let them know you were invited here as part of a grander scheme to overthrow this country and turn America into the country perhaps you left. I was thinking about it and I've been thinking this for a while, that this is something we're going to have to do. We're going to have to start engaging these people. We're going to have to start telling them why they were brought here, and like I said, for what purposes, and the fact that Joe Biden and all of his whole team, Democrats, are actually using them in order to overthrow this country and turn it into Venezuela. I think if we start to have these types of conversations with these people, we could really have this backfire on the Democrats. They think they're bringing in voters from places who are used to socialism and communism. But if we start to engage these people and let them know, for the people who don't want communism, but they're not really sure like what that looks like here, we need to let them know. So that way, if they have an opportunity to vote illegally through mail-in or showing no ID, or get somebody offering them money, or whatever kind of madness is happening where they're being offered these, goods or whatever, in order to cheat the system, we may have an opportunity to get to them before they are wooed into the Democratic fold. As you know, once they get swept away, because they're very manipulative. We've seen what they've done to Black people over the decades upon decades now of making promises of all of these things, when in reality they have zero intention of doing anything. They just use people to get rich. So if we can communicate that to the people who are coming here, yeah, I know we're all ticked off about the whole situation, but they were invited here by our rogue government. If we can convey to these people that the people who invited them here did so with the intention of creating chaos and reigning tyranny over us all, hey, we may have something. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I hope your Resurrection Sunday was great and you had great conversations, spent great time with family. Until next time, ciao. God bless.